Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room Recap for Thursday, May the 26th. My name is Barry Anderson. I'm the moderator of our trading room, and this is the address to get into the room. It is a free room. I share my screen all day long. Yes, it's free. You do not have to be a Trade Ideas subscriber to join the room. I'm live on the mic also between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And if you'd like to take out a subscription to Trade Ideas, this is a link to use, and you can use the promo code HOLLY, 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 all in capital letters, HOLLY25. That'll give you great discounts off our monthly, annual, and our premium service, which is soon to be going away as far as a one-time licensing fee that's being offered right now for $770 for a lifetime fee. Next week, it'll be only available on a monthly basis. So if you're at all interested, this is the time to get it because the price will definitely be going up. Okay, now I am in a trade. I just got to find the chart. Just one second. I am in this one, NIHD, and basically I'm in at 373. And unfortunately, I didn't have a post on it. I apologize for that. Those in the room know I didn't post it. However, it's basically right back down where I got in, and I did sell some up in this area. Okay, so I'm holding out. This is one. If you take a look at the okay, now that you know I'm in this one, let's just get a bigger chart here. And so take a look at the daily on this one. I think you'll see how this one should be watched. Go to the daily time frame. And look at this gap. Potential gap fill right here. Now, this has obviously had a big day. Yesterday was a modest day. The bit of the consolidation. Again, what we're always looking for here are these ones that have been beaten up and now maybe just starting to turn around. There's no maybe now. I mean, this has definitely turned around. However, is it going to, is it going to keep going? Who knows? But I would definitely be watching this, especially if it can break 4. I'm not saying it's going to happen today, but I would be putting an alert at around $4 because it still has a nice juicy gap up to about $5.50 that it could potentially fill. So definitely one to watch going forward if you're not in it. You know, if it somehow it did break above 4 today and just sort of hung above 4, it might be something you want to look at as a potential swing trade if it can hold 4. Anyway, that's the one that I'm in right now, and hopefully by doing this video, it'll keep moving up. All right, now. You know, just when you think you've seen it all, then you get a play like Nerve, which unfortunately I'm not back in it. I should be back in it. Basically, there's my alert right there. I should be back in this, but anyway, bottom line is this. Here's where it closed yesterday, $3.65. I actually saw this, you know, when we were doing, I opened the room at about 8:45, but you know, at about 8:30, I'm actually watching, and I saw this when it was right about here. It already gapped up to about $5, and I thought, what the heck is going on in this one? And it really had not many shares had traded, and then all of a sudden, look what it did. I mean, we're talking 543. There's a 15-minute candle, so low of 532. High of 15, basically. So almost a triple within in a 15-minute candle. Now, I did participate a little bit in this. I mean, I got in at, what was it, my price? I got in right here at $13.50. This was just chase, just to see. The time in sales was just pumping. So got in at $13.50, and I got out at $14.30, and the trade took about, I'd say 10 seconds. I mean, it was just crazy. Now, you can see it starting to curl back. Has to be watched again tomorrow. You look at this daily, I don't even know if there's any, you know, there's really no near-term resistance on this one. So, and they basically released, I think it was a phase 2, somebody said a 2B, whether it's 2B or 2A. It's not a phase 3 results, but obviously the market loved it. So, it should be watched to see if there's any continuation tomorrow. The spread was tough. A lot of things were very tough about this trade to get into, but Certainly right now, the people who were waiting for this little break and why they were waiting for it, if you take a look at the 15-minute time frame, you see this was the spike. This right here, right what 1061 was the high, and then it just it fell back and it fell back, and then it looked like it wanted to start moving up. So the minute it broke this little high, it started to get some juice and some action. So anyway, watch this one going forward. Here's another one to watch going forward. IMPV. Now take a look at the daily on this one. I think you'll see exactly. Look at this one. So I have an alert right here at just a little over $38. Okay, take a look at the action here. Now, obviously, why we're loving this sort of a daily chart is the void here that can possibly be filled. And when I talk about filling a void, I mean, of course, I don't mean it's automatically going to go back up here, but even if it gets up into this area, that'd be a great trade. What I do like about it, though, if I just expand this just a little bit here. Here we had the uptrend. Here was yesterday's daily candle. Looked like maybe the sellers were going to take over, and then this is what we call a red bar ignored, an RBI. So we have an uptrend. We have and the RBI. I get asked in the room many times about the RBIs and the GBIs, and it's pattern recognition. It's not a strategy as so much as all we're doing is we're recognizing a pattern. And so here's the pattern where we have a trend. And then maybe the pause in the trend. The sellers did try to take it down, but then today, buyers took over again. So in other words, the trend continues with a brief pause, ignore the red bar. And that's why we call it an RBI, red bar ignored. So my advice would be to put an alert over $38. I say it may not happen today, but if it happens tomorrow going forward, this could be a nice little swing trade for somebody. And let's see, what else we got? Oh, I guess I forgot to disable my, let me do that right now. Just 1 second. All right, so I'm back. So we were just talking about IMPV. So I would watch this one going forward. A great little pattern here, a little pause, and maybe the resumption and this beautiful gap to fill. So what was another one we did today? A lot of people in the room took Dollar Tree. I did also, and worked out pretty well. I got in a little bit late, but nonetheless, it worked out quite well. This one came from my options, the options magic, and let's see where it first was alerted. I mean, I'm sure I got in very late on this, and it's an earnings play. Find it here. I know it's here somewhere. I'm just obviously missing it. It'll be in, here it is, 86.57. So I was way behind on this one. I'm actually thinking about having to reduce some of my filters here because I'm not able to focus as much on my option plays as I want to. I'm looking at a whole bunch of other things, of course, but I'm not able to focus on it as much as I want to because they really do produce some really good momentum plays, especially during earnings season. So Dollar Tree was triggered at 86.57. So let's just put there it was triggered right there. Now where did I get in? Because I missed it, and I got in at 87.08. So 86.57. So I got in right here, 87.08. Waited for the break of the whole number. So let me just put a mark here. Horizontal line. Excuse me. So that's where I got into this trade. And I sold some at 87.48 on the way up, and I was able to get over $1 on the trade. 80 was 88.18 where I sold some, and then I sold the balance as it was coming down. Too bad I didn't hold some. However, as I said in the room, you see, look at this tail right there. I was able to hold on because I had already sold some here and here. So even though this tail, had I not sold any, would have caused me a lot of grief, a lot of anxiety. It didn't because I'd already sold some, locked in some profit, so I could withstand that. And then it moved back up, and I thought, okay, maybe now's the resumption. It just didn't happen. It did resume later, but just not when I wanted it to. But that, I don't always get what I want. EQT. I want to show you EQT because we get a lot of questions about the. I have to go to a 5-minute time frame. About our RBIs, and it's sort of an undermentioned part of our premium service. I mean, we do concentrate, of course, on Holly and all. That's definitely our flagship. But this is a great little. Let me just show you where. Here was the alert, and let me show you what the alert is all about. Excuse me. So this is an RBI, red bar ignored. Again, if you remember the daily chart that I was showed you on IMPV. So here is a daily chart, excuse me, a 5-minute chart, and it works on all time frames. The pattern can be identified on all time frames. Now, when I say that, we identify it on the 5, 15, and 30, but what I'm saying is that if you look at a chart and you see this, it doesn't really matter what sort of time frame it is. It could be a weekly, could be a yearly, a daily, a 1 minute, but this is an interesting pattern. So we're looking for a trend. For it to be recognized by trade ideas, we need 4 green candles, consecutive green candles moving up. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, even though there was a topping tail there, but there were 4. And then it starts to look, if the next candle is green, now it starts to look. When I say it, of course, I'm talking about the program. And so if a green candle is put in, then it looks to the next candle. And it wants to see a red candle that is totally engulfed by the previous green candle. If it sees that, then it looks to the next candle. And if the next candle is green and it moves above the top of the red candle, which in this case is 73.11, then we get an alert. And that's why we got the alert at 73.11. And the system puts a stop at the bottom of the red candle, which is 70, I guess it's right here, 72.99. I mean, you don't have to obey that stop. It's a suggestion. It's not a bad idea though, because if it goes below, that could mean that it really was a red bar, and I mean it is a red bar, but another one is coming. So perhaps it is not going to be a resumption of the trend. So it's not a bad idea to keep that sort of a stop. At any rate, I got into the trade. I mean, again, the trigger was 73.11. I got into the trade a little bit late at 73.23, but look what happened. Remember, these now are 5-minute candles. 73.23, and it immediately popped up. I got out at 73.48, and as it came back down. So I mean, it was very quick. Sometimes they're not this quick. Sometimes they take a lot longer. Sometimes they keep going. I mean, you never know. I mean, you never know until you take the trade, of course. But this again is an undermentioned part of our premium service, and I think it's just great pattern recognition. The other reason why I decided I like this one is that when you look at the daily, you see there was no resistance. So I like the fact that on the daily chart it had no resistance. So that's why I took that one. And the other one was. And I shudder to see what it's at right now. Okay. Tried this one, from Holly, watching the non-exit profit column, and it just really didn't work that well today for a lot of them. You can see that some of them are okay. So here's where MANH exited. Profit was 9 cents. Now it does look good here, 38-cent profit from the entry price. My problem is that I wanted to wait until it broke the whole number, and it did a couple of times. I got into the trade. Let's get to the 15-minute. So I did get into the trade. I think it was about the second break of the whole number. We're right around here at 65.04. It traded up. That's right. I remember this now. It traded up to 65.22. I thought, well, maybe we're on our way, but then this knocked me out. Now it's come back on, but it's pretty up and down, and didn't see. And you know what? The market's still got a couple hours left in it, and so I'm not going to lose sight of these. But right now, there weren't some astonishing ones, that you could see. An astonishing one would be okay. The profit was 9 cents, got time stopped out, and now we see like $1.50 in the non-exit profit column. So there have been some modest moves off if you watch this non-exit profit column, but nothing earth-shattering. But that's just today, and we had a lot of trades in Holly, but that is just today, and tomorrow it could be entirely different. And you know what? In the next 2 hours, something could start to really move. Okay, that's it. Is it it? Yeah, that's about it. Again, I'd like you to just keep an eye on IMPV going forward, and also, of course, NIHD, which I'm in. which is still hanging tough, little bottoming tail there. Hopefully, again, the sellers have tried to knock it down a couple of times, and maybe it'll challenge 4, and going forward, it has that nice gap. So that's what I would do. So again, here is how to get into our room, free room. This is the address, and I'm live on the mic between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. When I say free, you do not have to be a Trade Idea subscriber. And this is the link you can use to take out a subscription. Holly, Holly 25, Holly in caps would be the subscription, would be the promo code to use. Thanks for listening, and I hope to see you in our trading room tomorrow. Bye-bye.